What is going on, guys? Tristan Larsen here. Today we are going to talk about how I scaled my agency to $50,000 a month and what I wish I knew when I first got started with social media marketing. Now, my first year, I landed 6 clients and it was horrible. I lost literally every single client. And then the following year, I closed 52 clients in a 9-month period. Now, what did I do differently between, the first year and then the following year is what I'm going to talk about in this video. And look, guys, if you're starting your social media marketing agency or you just started, this is so important for you to know, because here's the thing. You could literally go for years doing the wrong stuff if you don't learn from people who are already where you want to be. You could literally waste years of your life, so much time doing the wrong stuff if you don't learn from people who are already where you want to be. So let's talk about what you need to know, the 5 things that I wish I knew. Number 1, you need to position yourself as an expert, not as a salesperson. Once again, you need to position yourself as an expert, a trusted consultant, not a salesperson. And that means you need to do things that experts do. Experts, they don't cold call. Experts, they don't go door to door. Experts don't do that stuff. If you want to maintain a long-term relationship with a client, they need to see you as above them. They need to see you as someone they can trust, as a shoulder that they can go ahead and lean their head on. Someone they can call up and be like, hey, what do you think about this? What would you do in this situation? If you're in a meeting and a client starts to ask you questions like, what should I do about this? Hey, this agency just called me and they're trying to offer me this service. What do you think about that service? They should call you and rely on you and trust you and ask you questions. But here's the thing. When you cold call, it positions you as below the business owner. Would a successful agency owner do that? Would a successful agency make a cold call? Of course not. A successful agency doesn't have to do that to get clients. A successful agency or a successful consultant has other people ask them for business. They're able to use questions in such a way that get the other person begging for their service. They get other people to ask them to work with them. That's what trusted consultants do. Just think about lawyers or doctors. How do they get business? Do they cold call? Of course not. Of course not. People ask them. The doctor sits them down and asks them questions. They say, what's the problem? What's been going on? How long has that been going on? How is that affecting you? What's been stopping you from feeling the way you want to feel? Why do you think you're having those problems right now? That's how a doctor talks to you. And then you end up purchasing something from the doctor without even thinking about it. There's no objections. He gives you a couple options. You choose the best option and boom, it's over. You should do the same thing. What's stopping you from selling the same way? Nothing. You just don't think about yourself as an expert. So that's number 1, right? Think in terms of an expert. Number 2, the most difficult part of running an agency is not going ahead and actually closing the deals, right? But it's maintaining that relationship with the client. It's managing that client. That's the most difficult part. That's the most time-consuming part, is actually dealing, with the client. Because you got to understand that, you basically have like 50 bosses if you have 50 clients. And if you have a customized done for you service, it's like juggling 50 different bosses. So that's the most difficult part. So you got to understand, how do I go ahead and, juggle these clients? Don't give them your personal phone number. Set them up on Slack. Put your social media manager, if you hire social media managers, in direct contact with the owner. Don't be the person in direct contact with the owner. Schedule set times with owners. Do not let them call you out of nowhere. Set scheduled times. Talk to them. Once you get a bunch of clients, you need to have someone talk to them like once a week, but not you. You need to talk to them like once a month, right? So that's the most difficult part, and you need to figure out how to best manage a client, because if you can't do that, you're not going to keep clients. That's one of the most important parts of keeping a client, is knowing how to effectively manage them, right? So that's number 2. Number 3, from $0 to $1 million in sales, you need to focus on selling. You need to spend at least 4 hours a day of prospecting. That's bare minimum. Bare minimum. The majority of your time, if you're doing under $1 million in revenue, should be sales. Should be sales, right? If you don't have a customer, you don't have a business. The purpose of a business is to get a customer. That's a famous quote by a famous business strategist. His name is escaping me at the moment. But that's what you need to do. You need to focus on going ahead and landing clients. And you need to not pitch. So that goes back to the expert thing. Do not pitch. Use questions to get someone to decide to purchase from you. Let me show you how that's done. Hey, John, how is your marketing currently working today? How is your marketing currently working? It's not working that great. How long has that been going on? It's been going on for 5 years. How is your marketing not working that well, affecting you? Oh, well, things are really hard right now. What do you mean by that? How are things hard? Well, I'm having trouble paying my bills. I'm having trouble with my business. Okay. Well, do you currently have a plan to fix that, John? No, I don't have a plan. What happens if you don't fix that? Well, I might go out of business. Well, how would going out of business affect you? I'm sure that's not something that you want to have happen, right? No, absolutely not. Well, what are you going to do to prevent going out of business? What do you think needs to happen? Well, I need to go ahead and I need to get more customers. Okay, well, what's stopping you from getting customers? Not enough people knowing about me. Okay, how can you get more people to know about you? I've tried all these different things. They haven't worked. Okay, what have you tried? How many customers are coming in from this? How are you tracking customers coming in? Oh, so you're not tracking customers coming in, John? No, I'm not doing any tracking. Well, then how do you know if what you're doing is working? Well, clearly it's not working. Okay, well, do you have a budget for what you'd be willing to spend to get to where you want to go? Yes. Well, where do you want to go, John? I really want to be at $200,000 a month. Okay. Now, what do you think would need to happen to get there? I have no idea. That's why I'm talking to you. Okay. Well, let's talk about this. Where are you currently in sales? Wow, John. So you're missing out on $50,000 a month because you're at $150,000 a month right now, and you want to be $200,000. You want to be $200,000 a month. So you're missing out on $50,000 a month. Yeah, that must be hard. Yeah, it is really hard. I really need your help. Okay, boom. So you can use questions to get someone to go ahead and ask you for your service. That's how you should be selling. You shouldn't be pitching. You should be understand. You should diagnose and then prescribe the same way a doctor does, right? So that's number 4. Prescribe after diagnosing. Use a series of questions to go ahead and close deals. When I first got started, I just was pitching. And people were, the clients that did close let me work with them because they felt bad for me. Because they were like, oh, I'll give this kid a chance. That was their mindset, right? But if you can use questions in such a way to get them to go ahead and ask to do business with you, that is the best, most powerful form of selling, right? So that is how you should be doing things, right? Now, number 5 is that, and this is going to be a big one, this is a really, really big one, is this isn't a side hustle. You're not self-employed. You're running an actual business. You are running an actual business and you need to learn business. You need to learn how to scale. You need to learn how to budget. You need to learn how to finances. You need to understand what profit margin you want to make on your business. Other people can't decide that for you. You need to decide what that is for you. You need to understand what your end goal is, what your exit plan of your business is. You need to understand how you want to hire people. You need to learn how to interview. You need to learn how to find top talent. There's so many things that you need to know to run an actual business that no one talks about. None of these gurus talk about. You need to learn them. You need to understand them. You need to learn how to run an actual business, because an actual business involves scaling. It involves all these different marketing principles that you need to know in order to be successful in business. You need to learn what differentiates you from your competition. You need to have your own marketing plan. You need to know how to productize your service so that you can scale. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then you need to buy a course, study business, and you need to start learning actual business and actual business theory and business principles. Because if you just think selling and managing a client and getting results, if you think that's business, then you are really misled, then you are not going to succeed in business, because you need to know all those other things to get to where you want to go to run a successful business, right? That's why a business has a chief financial officer. They have a chief operating officer. They have a CEO. They have all these different positions, a chief revenue officer, a chief marketing officer. They have so many different positions, chief logistical officer, so many different things, because they understand and they know, big corporations know, that there's so many different pieces in business, so many different areas you can specialize in, so many different fine pieces you need to have working as a fine-tuned machine that you need to know. And if you don't know, your business will not get to where you want to go. And with that being said, that's why I highly suggest purchasing a course. Now, most courses out there do not talk about these things. Trust me, I've taken like 10, 20, maybe 30 different social media marketing agency courses, maybe not 30, but maybe like 10. And then I've taken like 40 all other different types of courses, e-commerce, you name it. And most people, they talk about marketing, they talk about sales, but they don't talk about the actual running an actual business, the actual meat and bones of a business that keeps a business alive long term, so you don't just waste all your time right now. And with that being said, I feel like it's my duty to tell you that Social Closing University, which is my course, is something that you can get in for $99 a month right now. Usually it's $19.97. It's $1,997 usually. You can cancel anytime, get a 30-day money-back guarantee. There's literally zero risk. I've seen so many success stories. 50% of all people who've gone through the course over the past 2 months, and I just launched it 2 months ago, have already gotten at least one client from the program, so I know it works. Plus, you get involved in a Facebook group and all these other great stuff. So if you are looking to grow your agency and get to where you want to go, you can click the link down below and join the program. I'm just telling you about it. I'm pitching it to you right now because I strongly believe that it can help you. And I don't want to see you waste time the same way I did my first year in business. Thank God I spent thousands of dollars on a bunch of different courses, because I would have continued to do the wrong things and wasted more time in my life. And the reason why we become entrepreneurs is because we want to maximize our time on this planet. I would pay $100,000 for courses if it got me out of working a 9-to-5 job. Because I know that $100,000 in courses will make me 10,000, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million. Seriously. So you can spend $99 a month and get your money back if you don't like it, and get like over 100 videos and amazing stuff that can literally change your life. Like that's a no-brainer. That's an easy decision for you to make because you're serious about investing in yourself and your business. So it's my duty to tell you about it, because I don't want you to waste time. I don't want you to go for, years doing the wrong stuff, right? That's my pitch to you. And if you go ahead and you take the program, you don't like it, you can ask for your money back. But trust me, it's worth spending $99 a month to learn stuff that can make you tens of thousands of dollars a month, right? I literally give everything, no secrets, all the good stuff. You can click the link down below to learn more about it and make your decision there. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope this was valuable. I hope this was informative, and I will see you in the next one. Tristan Vision. Sorry, I used to call myself Tristan Vision. Tristan Larsen out. I'll see you next time.